No, sir, I don't like it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to No Sir Pod, the podcast where we talk about shit we don't like with people we absolutely adore. Today is no exception. I'm joined with the incredible Ian Edwards. Oh, thank you so much for being here. Comedian
Thanks for calling me incredible.
Appreciate
that.
I do. I love your stand-up. I was just talking about it off mic, but I'll say it on mic. You're a comedian that constantly surprises me. I never know what you're going to say or which angle you're going to take. And that is, for somebody who's really good with pattern recognition, that's it's refreshing, because I'm like, you just the takes that you make, they always get me.
That's good. That's good to know, because you know, like, I don't know what people are thinking or what they're really reacting to. Like, I have an idea, so it's good to know that I can throw another comic off. That's good.
Yeah, that means you got a good brain. That's really what it. I guess that's the best compliment I could give you. You have a cool brain.
Yeah. I'm definitely out here trying to mislead people. So I'm glad I'm accomplishing that. Yeah.
In the best way possible.
I mean, sometimes, yeah.
So let's get into it. Is there something that you don't like? Because you also seem like a lovely person as well. So maybe
I don't like people who think I'm a lovely person, but go ahead.
Fair enough.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's true.
No,
that's
I actually do like that.
What am I hiding,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Why are you being nice to me?
Yeah.
Where's the scam?
Yeah.
What are you trying to grift out of me?
Yeah, I'm from New York, so I don't trust me. You know what I'm saying? So when people say you're a nice person, I say, really? Man, no, let me go investigate this person. And that person is me. Let me investigate me.
That's true. I know the kind of criminal I am. That just means you don't know me that well, which fair enough. I don't know you that well.
Yeah, I survived New York. So you said tell you something I don't like?
Yeah, if you could.
Something I don't like off top, is like people who pick a side and stick to it, no matter what. And even if there's parts of a side that's wrong. And mostly now that's like politics. Like, if you're on the left, you're just on the left. And if you're on the right, you're just on the right. But if you're honest, you know that there's negative or bad things about each party. And if you can't call that out about your own party, then I can't really trust you.
Right.
To be honest, if you're not being honest about the bad parts of your party, no matter what party you're on,
because then you're just a simp, right? There's no there's no logic. There's no, if you can't be critical of something or understand it to criticize it, then it's never going to get better.
Right.
And that means you think that they're killing it.
Yeah. No matter what, they're like, even when they find, it's just ridiculous.
We're in late stage capitalism, okay? If you don't have any criticisms about your party at this point, come on now.
Exactly. If you can't put food on your table and you're like, my party is the right party, like, you voted to not eat? All right. Then you're right then, if that's what you voted for.
Right.
And then it goes both ways. Like, I saw somebody's post, and I know there's some bad stuff happening out there, but I saw somebody's post say, if you voted for the president we have now, then get out of my timeline and I'm not talking to you. And I'm like, I thought this was a democracy and people can vote either way. Like, I'm not going to not talk to somebody because they might have not voted for the person I thought they should have voted for.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that.
If anything, I feel like I would want to talk to that person more to change their heart and mind and kind of get to the why.
Or to understand. Yeah. And then, like, I don't have to win the argument. Like, maybe that's another thing I'm against. People who have to win an argument. Like, sometimes just say what you got to say, walk away, and listen, you'll trust your words and your value and your worth, and maybe that shit will resonate with them. And it might be somebody else who brings it up. That's like, you know what? You're not the only person that said that. Maybe look into this. Like, stop trying to win arguments.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
I mean, that works in every context, in a relationship and friendships, all that stuff, where it's just like, then once you start thinking like in teams, then you're not on the same team. But especially if you want to reach a friend of yours or a family member of yours, you have to be like, hi, I've cared about you my whole life. Why would all of a sudden I be against you? And it's just like, just because the way that you think, I mean, we've talked about this, like,
sounds personal.
I mean, it's sure. I mean, it's happened over the last, since now 10 years we've been having these kinds of conversations. And more so now because more so team politics has been pushed, right? Because then if you reach people, if you communicate with people, then they're capable, you get them more capable of thinking critically. And that's not what a two-party system wants.
And listen, sometimes you can't make people think critically.
True.
And you just have to accept that. And then, just keep it moving. Like, you're just not going to get everybody to think the way you want them to think. And I'm only saying that because of, like, I've gotten older and I understand that. And I know, I got friends that I know they disagree with me and I disagree with them on a bunch of things, but we just, the things that made us homies is going to keep us homies. Like, they're entitled to think what they're thinking. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I think the only thing about that is the worse things get, the harder it is for people to do that. Because
and define worse.
I mean,
because we are talking about politics, so it is what it is. So let's get into it. Yeah, let's not avoid it. Yeah.
But I just mean,
and then I'll try to convince you. No, like I said, I wasn't.
You know what? I don't like hypocrites. So me.
So grow up. Yeah. You're talking about it.
Exactly. Well, everybody has their own inherent hypocrisy, but it's just that I think when the worst things, the less people have access to food, the less people, like, in general, the more harm that is being done to more people, because it's a big classist issue that nobody really likes to jump into, where it's like both parties are on the same side and it's not your side. It's an issue that's been here the whole time. We like to paint politics over it, but that's not. So I think the worse things get, the less we have a middle class, because the longer you have a middle class, the more people, politics are less harmful because it's still the theater part of it, right?
Right. That's why I hate people that's on a side and not realizing your side is doing some of the same things you're accusing the other side of doing.
Exactly.
So you're talking about the middle class disappearing. Like, none of the sides are really, like, everybody's in Big Pharma's pocket. Everybody's in the military complex pocket. Everybody that you think is doing well, or most of them, there's very few politicians that aren't siding with, like, giving money to things that they shouldn't be giving money to, and should be giving it to, like, the people, and getting us free health care, and, like, blowing up the word socialism as if it's like this terrible thing, when we have aspects of socialism here in our society.
And we see other countries do it all the time.
And we have friends with so many countries in Europe that have socialistic things. We're friends with Canada, and they have things that we want and that are not given to us, because you're trying to scare us with this word, because
they don't know what it means.
Socialism
a lot of times too
had a bad run from 1933 to 1945 specifically.
But also a lot of that wasn't even true socialism either. That's the other thing too, is everybody always likes to throw in like Soviet socialism, but that wasn't at the end.
That was straight up communism. Yeah, that was.
But that's the other problem, is like when I try to talk to people about socialism, that a lot of times they don't know what it actually means and the difference between that and communism. And
but communism, like, look at China right now. Like, they're flying communist, like, they've evolved their communism to the point where I meet Chinese people here every day, and they're gonna go back to China. So communism ain't like, you can't go nowhere no more, you have to stay here.
Yeah, they always associate like North Korea type of communism. Yeah,
and Chinese people can come here. I was talking to a Chinese guy in the crowd, and I was like, "Where you from?" He told me he's from China. I said, "What do you like about China?" He told me, like, free schools and blah, blah, blah. There's this one Chinese guy. I kind of follow him online whenever his videos pop up. he was talking about like every Chinese person has a piece of land that they'll always have in their family forever. And it like it won't be, their neighborhood won't be gentrified and then priced out of it.
Yeah.
So that they would never be, or they would be homeless and not have a place to live. So it's like, there's people who are like, fuck communism, and they don't even know these things.
Right.
About, you know, so it's like, hey man, I just want people to like, I guess another thing is about people who won't change their mind or learn more.
The unwillingness to learn is just fucking baffling to me. And it's just like, since from
what do you have
knowledge
to
is
lose
power
by learning more?
Yeah.
What do you have to lose?
How is that trick? How is information
you get better as a person? That's crazy.
What an idiot. You know, I can't believe you're improving in any way, shape, or form. What an idiot.
Right.
Especially in the context of we're close to the same age. We came up with knowledge is power, reading Rainbow, you know, it's Sesame Street, all of these things. Learning is good. Why is it the second you become an adult that should stop? That never, I've always wanted to be a student my entire life. I always wanted to be learning new information. And I think that's part of the thing that makes it difficult, especially when people are being indoctrinated with misinformation.
Right.
It's harder to have a conversation when then they're like, that's not real. And like, that's the information, that's all your rebuttal is that's not real, or you just don't feel, you don't like the way it makes you feel. Also,
you know, even for myself, like I hate that I don't, like some of those responses, like that's not real. And that they don't, some people are just straight up evil and they just don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing. Like, we got to understand, like some people just don't give it. They want to do what they want to do, and that's what it's going to be.
There's no heart or mind to change.
There's nothing to change. This is who they are. Like it's like we were like, let's appeal to this person's, and that's on both sides. Because like if the Democrats wanted to like fix some things, they could, but they're in the pocket of like so many, you know, lobbies and stuff like that they're not gonna do some of the things that they pretend to want to do, or you know, so it's just bananas. So yeah,
there's just no and I don't know the solution. I think, I mean, I've tried different things. I've tried to like go a friend route and try to reach someone on a human level. I think that's the most effective way.
So you did it. Like if you reached out, if they didn't change, fine, just let time like I learned to trust time, man. Like you ever have beef with someone and it's like, we're never talking again. And then even, it depends, you know, sometimes it's a minute later or 5 years later, you forget why you're not even talking to somebody. You start talking to them again. Like sometimes it's just time. You say, you know, I always let time do its thing. You know what I mean? So it's a major ingredient that we can't like ignore. And some people got to learn. Yeah. You feel me? Some people got to learn a lesson to be like, you know what, shit, I was wrong.
Well, that's the other problem. I think that's the other frustrating part is a lot of times people have to personally experience something in order for them to understand it. And as opposed to like, they can't imagine what it's like, you know? And I think that's a harder, I was just talking to friends of mine where they a friend has a nonprofit where they had to like it was like an experience where they have to basically like show rich people what poverty is in order to get them to donate to the, you know what I'm saying? And it's just a bizarre thing that how you have to show them, like you don't believe it. You don't believe poor people exist or that poverty is difficult.
They don't exist where they live. So, and wherever they go, the poor people don't exist. So they're like, this person wants to make my coffee. This person wants to scrub my floors.
And what's always unfortunate is when there's somebody who's really good at their job, or like I'm certain you've met a person who's doing something with like their whole heart, even if it's a job that they wouldn't like, then I think that feeds that perpetual that they want to do this. It's like, no, just because they're willing to be good at whatever it is task that they happen to be doing doesn't mean that they like doing what they're doing. That's a very big difference. Wanting to do a good job, period, versus what job you want to be doing are two very different things.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's unfortunate that a lot of times people have to experience something firsthand to believe it. You know, I mean, I have a silly joke where I talk about how, like, I don't think, and on this is just like, I don't think Fiji's real. I have to see it with my own eyes, you know, or believing that the earth is round, or any of those things. It's like, a lot of
sometimes I don't believe the earth is round.
Yeah?
Yeah, not all the time.
Just sometimes.
Just sometimes. Most of the time I do.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm like, let's kick the tires on this. Let's see if this shit is round. Let me ask some questions. Like, because I don't want to, like I said, like we said earlier, what's the big deal if you learn something? Right. So say I believe the earth is round. Mm-hmm. I don't know the proof of why it's round. I just believe it is, because smarter people. So it's like, if I ask somebody, they're like, you're stupid, it's round because, and then they tell me why. Mm-hmm. Now I've gained some knowledge, you know, on something that I was into, on something that I believed, but now I know some shit. Right. Like, because one time we was talking about Jesus, mm-hmm. I was like, they were killing some basketball players because they didn't believe the earth was round. I was like, I believe it's round, but why do I believe it's round? Like, I don't, mm-hmm. I just believe it's round. Right. So then Jesus is smarter mm-hmm. than he pretends to be. And he was like explaining the whole shit. Mm-hmm. I was like, so I learned that why the earth is round and that Jesus is hiding his intelligence. Yeah. I learned two things that day.
You know what? I like that, and sometimes don't like that in mm-hmm. a person when someone pretends to be dumber than they are. As a person who's done that, and that's why this is self-critical as well as mm-hmm. outwardly, is sometimes because I like to play dumb just mm-hmm. for the sake of being funny. Like, I think the archetype of the buffoon.
Nothing wrong with that. I like funny.
Right? Yeah. The archetype of the buffoon is like, you don't get to see it as much. There's not mm-hmm. a big bumbling idiot as much. Mm-hmm. And I think because information is so important now, and because an idiot, you know, I think there's seeming idiots in positions of power, that it's less charming. Mm-hmm. But in a context where it's not harmful, a bumbling idiot is delightful. I love but you know, so I like to play that up sometimes in a social situation, mm-hmm. And so it's always revealing to me how dumb somebody is willing to think that I am. Like, if they believe that I'm being this.
What if
dumb?
You're doing a great job of convincing them that you're dumb?
I never take that into consideration.
You can't blame them.
I know.
That's what you showed them. You know what I'm saying?
I just might be a good actor.
Yeah. Yeah. Should be your agent should get on it.
That's true.
Agent is slipping.
But playing one. But then the other side of it is somebody who pretends to be dumb and is this really, I mean, that was how I found out, talking about the same person, mm-hmm. I found out he was like this huge art nerd. Like, he has all this like. And
speaks multiple languages too.
Yeah. Like, why have you been hiding this? This is so cool.
Yeah. I don't think it's cool.
No? Why?
I'm a hater. A guy knows more than me. Who wants that? Who wants somebody who knows more than you?
Me, because I want to learn. We just talked about this.
I know, I do. I'm just talking shit. I like to play ignorant, like the ignorant hater. That's my archetype.
Oh, gotcha. Like, okay, an ignorant hater. I like that. That's a fun one.
See?
It's just, I guess it sucks just there's so many real people like that. So then now, because people have encountered so many real people like that, they don't give you the benefit of the doubt that you're kidding anymore. Like, you remember you should just be able to kid around, mm-hmm. just joke?
I feel like you could still kid around. They created this thing where you can't kid around no more. So then the people that felt you couldn't kid around anymore went to the right. And it's like, we still kid around. Yeah. We still kid around over here.
Yeah.
And some people sometimes the left can't take jokes and sometimes the right can't take jokes. Mm-hmm. They're pretending, each side is pretending they can take a joke. Like,
and they're all
sensitive. They're both sensitive and upset. Like even when we're talking about cancellation, like the right acts like they're the ones who, like, they're against canceling people. And I was just thinking the other day, they're the first people to cancel the Dixie Chicks. They canceled the Dixie Chicks before the cancellation was a thing.
And the Dixie Chicks were badass, dude.
Yeah, and then they because that was their audience, and they didn't like what the Dixie Chicks said.
It's the same shit.
So don't say you don't cancel You original cancelers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because I think it was just a different term. It wasn't cancel. It was a snub. But they would snub you.
Nah, they shut their whole career down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that.
I guess that's a big difference.
Based on like how the Dixie Chicks felt. We should look it up. We're generalizing. But I remember not caring because I wasn't into the Dixie Chicks, but I knew the side that was into the Dixie Chicks. Mm-hmm. I did feel bad for them. I was like, what the? Then I heard what they said. Like, what the? You know? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like...
I hate that the Dixie Chicks got canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a similar thing going on with like Kathy Griffin too, when she got fucking snubbed for holding the Trump head up and stuff like that. Like everybody gave her shit, but like now that would be that would go viral in like a very positive light, because it was like she was making she was criticizing him before he had done all the harm. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like people were criticizing him always. I think what she did was what's the term? Like let's just say she didn't have to do that.
Sure.
And I'm for everybody getting criticized, mm-hmm. but that was a little wild.
What she did or how people reacted?
What she did. What did she do again? She had his head.
Yeah, she was held up a severed head of Donald Trump.
I mean, listen, man. I know how people feel about Donald Trump, but that's the president of your country. You don't like it. It's for like, how would you react? Were you an Obama fan? I was an Obama fan. Of course, yeah. And if somebody did that, like, to be honest, I didn't react to her doing that. Mm-hmm. But I do understand.
Well, I think the context would be different if it was Obama. There's a lot of race implications that go on there too. There's a lot of historical things that you
I just don't think you do that with any president. You know what I mean? Mm. Or what are you doing that with anybody?
For commentary. Obviously, it didn't really happen. I mean, it was shocking. I mean, a lot of people do things that are not funny or that are more shocking. Like, you know, I mean...
Listen, I don't feel about it either way, but mm-hmm. I was like, was it funny? I don't think it was funny. Mm-hmm. And if it's not funny, why are you doing that? So that's where I was. Like, it's not funny. You're a comic. Mm-hmm. Why are you doing that? And I don't care. Those are the three things I felt about that.
Oh, right,
and they... And I felt like maybe it was an attention thing for her, mm-hmm. more than she's like, what's the craziest thing I can do to get attention? And then I'm not into that. That's one other thing. When somebody's like just doing the illest thing for attention, and then it wasn't funny, mm-hmm. and it's like, and I'm not a Trump fan,
right?
You know. But so
if we take the politics out of it, you're probably not a fan of like Jackass. That's like something that's very much for attention.
Yeah, but they're earning their attention, you know,
from the pain.
From the pain, they're earning their attention. Like I understand, like it's funny. Like MTV just kind of shut down, mm-hmm. but. I used to work on an MTV show called The Lyricist Lounge, and when we were working on it, one of the producers of our show brought in like the Jackass tape, and they were like, "We're gonna make this show," and she put it in, and these guys were tasing each other in the backyard and doing all kind of crazy shit to each other, and I was like, "This shit is wild," and I didn't really watch Jackass, but I understand completely why it's successful and why it's funny and why. It got to where it got to, and I'm kind of like friends with Steve-O, but I would never do that shit.
But at the end of the day, it's like I mean, it was very much attention-seeking behavior. If your friends were doing it, they were doing it for a spectacle.
But I see where it's entertaining. Mm. You know what I mean? Like there's and so. Also, there's like self-deprecation in it and humility. Like like you do this shit to me. I'm gonna be the laughing stock of this thing. You're talking about playing dumb. Like that's their archetype. Like and it's like a group of friends, which everybody can relate to, goofing off. This is what we do privately. And then we're going to raise the stakes on this. So they're always like, they're in a, like somebody goes into a porta potty and doesn't know that they're going to like fucking lift it on a crane. And then they come out laughing. And it's like, you know what? That's so disarming and disgusting and fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like what Kathy Griffin did was just for complete attention. And sometimes when you do that, just know shit could backfire.
Right.
And that, yeah. But tell me how you feel about that.
Yeah, no. Yeah. For sure. I get it. I mean, I thought it was, I just thought it was a political statement. And I didn't think it was, I don't remember if there was anything funny with it. It's been too long now for me to like to be able to like either defend it or tear it apart. But it was I just remember that if contextually, if she would have done it now, I feel like there would have been. I think there'd be more. It would have been way more praise opposed to.
Well, timing is a big thing in comedy.
So that's very true.
So Kat Griffin as a comic, she should have known the timing was off. You gotta get your timing right.
You gotta get your timing right.
Try it now. Try it now, Kat.
She just does the same bit again.
Try it now, Kat. See what the response is.
Yeah, but there's a lot of I think there's plenty of that though in comedy where it's just a lot of attention seeking behavior.
We're all seeking attention, right? Right. Like, but we choose a way to do it. You know, like even a bank robber that's like going on a bank robbing spree. He knows everybody's looking for him. It's like now he's just doing that shit for the thrill of it. It's like if you get caught and you hurt people and you go to jail, then hey, bro, that's you did that shit.
But you want to try to not get caught. Isn't that the whole point? You don't want the attention.
Some of them like want attention. Like
sure.
Like I used to watch.
Oh, I remember that fucked up. I don't remember if you ever remember that fucked up internet thing where that guy was killing cats on the internet, and he would like film it and like try to put it out there and shit like that, and then it was like.
You know what's crazy about that?
What?
He was killing the right thing.
He was killing. Oh, you don't like cats?
No, it's not that I don't like cats, but cat videos were the first popular videos on the internet, and this guy is killing cats, and I'm like, he kind of nailed it. Like I would never kill a cat, but I'm like, oh shit, like cat, because I remember as not a pet person, right? Like cat videos like being the most popular thing when YouTube started. And then now you just said this guy was killing cats. And I was like, oh shit, he was killing the most popular thing on the internet. Of course everybody's gonna watch it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it was like super popular. Like it was like the internet, because there was like a whole documentary about this where they were like trying to track this person down because the cops weren't doing anything about it.
So it was like Seven, but for cats?
Kind of.
That's bananas.
And then like a whole entire community online started trying to like sleuth and find out who this person was. And they eventually get caught, but that was like the whole thing is being able to do something for attention and not get caught. Like that was like another like, yeah, I mean the whole thing with, I think there's plenty of attention-seeking behavior, and I think what we do is the safest and easiest way to do it without harming others. Because, you know, there's plenty of people who do attention-seeking behavior, so they're like cheating or something like that just because somebody's giving them attention, or they're causing chaos in their own life and relationships. Stand-up, which the other side of it is then you're in a business full of narcissists, but it's an attention-seeking behavior that isn't hurting anybody.
Right.
Other than you.
Right. It can't hurt us. But we can get the love from it too, but it can hurt. Yeah. But it also makes us tougher. Once it's like falling down, you scuff your knee, or if you're doing like any type of martial arts and they kick you, that side of your leg gets tougher, which is better, makes you better for the sport. So yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's so wild to whenever a comedian gets sensitive, because I always thought that we were kind of like, because of what we did, we're a little bit more impenetrable. But that is definitely not the case. Some
people are learning to become impenetrable. It's like it's like if you go, I'm going to use martial arts again, to a martial arts class. If you're only like a year in, you're not going to be as good at the different levels of it, like at the taking a shot part or even giving a shot part. So then you're still gonna be sensitive in pain. In pain, that's the word. Yeah,
it's still gonna fucking hurt.
It's still gonna hurt.
And that's not. It's like, but the other thing is the people who are more experienced. It's not that it doesn't hurt. You just become either numb to it or you're able to take it in a way that it doesn't. It's like your body is used to it.
And you also accept that this is a part of it. I'm growing tonight, and there's growing pains, and it's like, all right, so because some nights when you don't do as well, you're like, I used to just leave if I did bad, you know what I mean? Or not really talk to people if I stuck around. But now, like, fuck it. You know, I'll stick around.
Look me in the eyes. Look me in the eyes after you didn't laugh at me. Yeah.
Like, you enjoying your night? Hope you enjoying your night after you ruined mine with your short laughter bursts.
Oh man, if you want to talk about something I don't like short laughs. I don't like polite audiences at all. The people that are like,
But I don't blame them though. I blame me. I'm like, I blame me mostly for most of my bad sets.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of comics like, audience ain't that good.
There's a difference though. Sometimes there is a bad audience. If they've seen, especially in the context of if you've seen 15 completely different kinds of comics and you are still shitty, that's a them thing. You know?
What do you mean if you see 15?
For example, if somebody went to the Comedy Store and the audience was bad for 15 completely different kinds of comics, that's a bad audience. That's not that shouldn't be on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the whole, if everybody thinks, if you met a bunch of assholes in one day, you're the asshole. If you met one asshole during the day, you're not the asshole. It's like one of those things.
But you know what? Sometimes there's one comic that could go on that night. Sometimes it never happens and it's just bad all night. But sometimes I've been there the night where like, I'm like, I see it as a challenge and like, I'm going to try to crack this. Same. Like, this is, you know what I mean?
That's ego. Of course, me too.
It's not even ego. It's like, that means maybe it is ego, but like I definitely have ego. So I'm not trying to, and not all ego is good and not all ego is bad. But like, if you do crack them, if you do not like take on the attitude of the comics before you and be like, treat this audience, instead of going out there like, this is a bad audience, so I know I'm not going to win, or you could give up before you've even tried.
Right. Yeah, that's
like,
different.
I give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, innocent until proven guilty. Right. By me. You know what I mean? So I'm approach them like, and try to, I don't mind trying to figure this audience out.
Yeah, neither do I. It's like a puzzle.
Yeah.
I'm just meaning for the because you were talking about like ruining your night. There's the context helps where it was just like, okay, but nobody had a good set tonight, so maybe it wasn't a failure on my part. Right. And then you go, did I perform well? Did I do the things that I wanted to do? All that stuff. But there to be like it's never the audience. That's not the case, and it's never the comedian. That's also not the case. I think it's a case by case basis. But
I think most of the time it's the comic.
For sure.
Most of the time. That's just my thing. Because even at the night when I didn't figure it out, if I sat back and looked at the whole night, I would learn where, I could have said this, I could have did this, I could have did this, I could have did this, which will make me a better comic for the next audience that's considered a bad audience. You know what I mean? So
sure. Yeah. I mean, that's how I've been the best person on a lineup before, is just by not picking up the baton of tragedy that everybody else has decided.
Everybody else,
yeah. Or but then there's also been the case where I
hate when a comic is like, they get off, they walk past you. Yeah, it's a bad crowd. I say, hey man, you've been doing it 3 years. This ain't audience ain't what. Don't tell me who's been doing it way longer. This is a bad crowd.
Like, you just don't know what to do with them.
You don't know what to do. And then stop walking off like some master. That's done it all and can like decide what type of audience this is. That's another thing I don't like.
Yeah. I totally get that, because the other part is there's a lot of young comics that don't they just don't they don't get that sometimes you just have to do it different.
Yeah.
Either you have to be malleable because if you want the success of it.
Yeah.
And that's not to say to compromise or be a hack by any means.
Right.
But you want to talk about something I don't like is how we were returning to hack in a way that is unprecedented and so like
describe or be specific on the hack. On the hack. And I'll probably agree with you 100%. But I just want to be sure of what I'm agreeing to.
Oh, sure. Okay.
I want to see the fine print of this of this thesis.
Okay. Yeah. Are you pro hack? Am I
No, I'm not. But I think I've seen what you're talking about, but I just want to be sure.
Oh, the fact that there's a lot of people who don't and maybe it goes back to the lack of learning, but like when I wanted to be a comic, I learned about every kind of comedy that existed before me. And from the shit that didn't make any sense, watching political comedy, listening on records of political comedy in the 1960s, not knowing what the fuck was going on specifically at the time, not getting these nuanced jokes and stuff like that, to stuff that was happening around me at the time. I wanted to know all of it. And it seems like what is happening right now, and not to get too inside baseball about it, is there's plenty of people who are just telling jokes without that any kind of thought of whether it's been said or anything like that, or trying to come to it with a different approach, you know?
Talking like saying stereotypical shit?
Being really stereotypical to the point where it's just like...
And they don't care too.
That part, it goes back to
they
what
just
we were
want to get the
talking
laugh. Or I hate when a comic is being stereotypical to me off stage. It's like, you don't think I've heard that before? Why are you trying to impress me with the stereotypical hackish? You're not even in front of an audience. Like, I've started talking to a comic because she was just so trying to be the same way she was funny on stage, which was hacky. She tried that because she was being successful on stage, and she's trying that shit off stage. What's up, black, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, this shit is, we all know this is hack.
Yeah.
This is like, we've all chosen not to do this. You're doing it fine, but don't talk to me like that off stage.
Yeah, that's not a way. That's not a way to make.
Yeah, it's not funny. It's hacky, and I'm not even against a good racist joke. If you tell me a good racist joke, I'll laugh at that shit. I've been doing comedy so long. If I did a 23andMe, I would come back 80% comic. You know what I'm saying? I'd come back more comic than black. Right. You know what I mean? Because you're talking about how much insensitivity has grown in me throughout from doing the thing. How much like the nerve endings are just like dulled. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you tell me a good racist joke, I'll laugh. But if you tell me some bad, hacky, done one,
right? That's what I'm saying. To me, it's like watching somebody fuck a stool, or to your point, black people and white people are different, and then this most trite way, shit like that. I'm just like, we're not evolving. To me, then to me, that's a representation of comedy not evolving, and I don't want regression by any means.
And I would hate if the industry ran with that person. You know what I mean? And be like, this is the new, like, look what he's saying. It's so like, I've heard this shit for years, for decades.
Right. Or when you have somebody open a special with a street joke, something like that, that's on Netflix. Yeah, that would be upsetting to me.
Now you're getting specific. But what about the rest of their set? Was the rest of their set good? I'm not going to hold one street joke against a person. If the rest of their set is all street jokes, then yeah.
But I'm just saying,
I wouldn't do that personally myself. Right. But if the rest of their set is like original, I'll fuck with them. Yeah.
But how do you get me to listen to the rest of it when you're opening? If that's what you're representing, your thesis statement of your fucking special. Come on, I can't. I just don't. I don't like the return to hack that's happening, and it's from people, a lack of reading or a lack of knowledge, and people's willingness to just be ignorant and not in a fun way.
Right.
Now tell me something you don't like.
I don't like like I don't like women bashing, so I definitely don't like men bashing. And there's a lot of like, it's funny. Like, I got a lot of female friends that are just making these blanket statements and saying men.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, hey, I'm your friend. You're saying this about men. Also, some of them are looking for a man. And
that's always funny to me.
And don't know why they don't have a man. And it's like, because you believe these things. It's like, and it's like, you can't do the same things that you blame men for doing it and think you're superior now. If you can't be superior, or which nobody should try to be. No gender should try to be superior over another. But you can't be an elite human being or the best human being that you could be,
right,
if you're like blanketing any gender, any race.
Right. You can't self-grandize when you're being just as ignorant as the person you're criticizing. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
So I don't like that. I see like a lot, not a lot, some female comics making these blatant men diss jokes. Even like, let's go back to the wage gap. What was the wage gap? Remember
what was it?
Remember they was like, it was
73 cents to the dollar, whatever.
Like men make 73 cents to the dollar. But I was like, did they break that down? Did they? So then some women were saying men make this much more. And I'm like, all right. Did they say which men? Like, was it white men making 70 cents?
Well, I think it ended up being like, eventually it got broken down where it was like,
was black men making 70% more? But so
no, it was, the whole thing was men would make $1 to every 73 cents. Right. And I think black women, it was even less, because then it was even.
And what about black men? Were we making the dollar to the cent?
No, it was like, I think it was like 80 to 90 cents to the dollar to white men. So it was like white men were making the most money.
Right. So then when women were like, men, I'm a man.
Yeah.
I wasn't making that. So why am I not making it and getting shit on as if I made it?
Right.
That's fucked up. So I'm getting screwed both ways.
Are the women that you're talking about white women? Because
and they're white women because and I was like, hey, you are making more than me because I'm not a white man.
Yeah.
So this thing that you're saying is like if I can think and say, hey, let's break this statement down because I'm sure I wasn't making more than a white woman, So, but I'm getting the shrapnel. I'm catching strays. For shit that I didn't make, and I'm being demonized. So, like, that's this blanket shit. It should stop, but it ain't.
Well, that's the whole thing. It's like a return. Again, to me, it's a return to ignorance. Why would you be making blanket statements about anybody when you know the cultural differences that could be going on under there? You know that the context could be the socioeconomical things that make a very different. Like it's different when, like, if you're talking about
or Mexican men, or Latin men making as much as white men or white women. Like, what's the breakdown? Like, what? And then not every white man was making that either. You know what I'm saying?
Right. For sure. But we're talking about like averages, not outliers. Right. But most of them were. So that's what the statement is, most. And when they say men, and I get caught up in the men. Or of course. More people of my color who weren't making that. Don't make the money, but they get the shit. Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the other part of it is now with there's like, to really get into it, it all goes back to me as like the infighting, to constantly push people to infight. And there's like there's like this really like willingness to be ignorant, where you're saying shit like that, like all men need to be da-da-da. Like you shouldn't be telling, you don't know what the fuck all men need to be doing.
I don't like when.
So it's the same thing when like women be doing this.
When a woman's like, you're not a man. You don't know what a man is. You know what I mean? And it's like a man shouldn't be like, you're not a woman. You don't know what a woman is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's just but overall, like all these are divisive. Is that the right word?
Mm-hmm.
Statements. And overall, I don't like us being divided. That's the overall thing that I don't like people being divided. I know we all gonna have our differences, but the people who are using these things to divide us so that they can keep on fucking us all over, so that they can so that's like, what divisive thing are we gonna feed the poors today?
Right.
You know, so that they can.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is it was racism? More people find out about racism. More people educate themselves about racism. So now what are they going to do? They have to go back to a gender thing. So now it's just like, you don't need it. Like there's like a huge article that came out in the UK about like, is it embarrassing to have a boyfriend? So now they're like trying to get women to be even more isolated. To isolate, they're trying to get us so isolated from each other that we're not communicating with each other, because you know what happens when we communicate with each other and we connect with each other? We can organize. We can go, hey, all of us are getting fucked by the same person. That's so weird.
Right.
Maybe we all collectively, there's more of us than them. Why don't we do something? And that's what constantly.
That's the thing. Like, why don't people realize we're being divided on purpose? When there's a thing that makes us argue, like, let's figure out where this came from and why it's being thrown to us.
Right.
And let's not let it divide us. Like, when are people gonna like understand? Like, you know, so that's what bugs me.
For sure. It makes sense. Another example of that is they didn't start talking about trans people until the Occupy Wall Street movement. The word trans was never in any publication at all until the Wall Street motherfuckers got weirded out that enough people made them uncomfortable. And then all of a sudden they were like, we have to figure out a new thing to divide people with. So let's use this term that it had never been fucking talked about on a public platform since. You know what I'm saying? And that's not to say that and that's not to disparage that they don't need it. They're not supposed to have rights and all of this other shit. But it wasn't ever a topic for other people to be fucking commenting on until people with a lot of money were being criticized for what they were doing with their money. So it's the same. It's just the same fucking tricks over and over again. And again, to somebody who
the trans thing was a new trick, though.
That's what I'm saying. They had to figure out a new trick.
Normally it's abortion or it was getting pretty repetitive. They said, we need something new.
Exactly, and that's what happened.
So I'll give rich people that.
That they had a new they had a new thing.
They really think tank that one out. You know what I'm saying? They really
I don't know if it was think tanked or if it was something that one of their buddies was really into, and then they're like, why don't we just make this the thing? Because
go ahead.
Yeah, it was just it's always just something to try to get us to fight with each other and not realize how fucked we're getting. Because if you think about it, once that happened, I mean, the next 15 years is when rich people got the most rich, you know? So the plan worked. There's a lot of infighting that's happening, you know? And they're still using the old tricks, the abortion, all the abortion, gay rights, all of those things where ultimately everybody who is poor and working just wants to fucking be left alone and be able to live their lives and be able to have, you know, a person to go through this shit with them. Right.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, so what, like all the things that we don't like are related. Like, I don't like that, like the Americans that want immigrants gone, especially when we talk about good immigrants, they think that these poorer set of people are taking their money. If they're poor, how could they have taken your money?
And why aren't they rich if they're taking the money?
Let's look at, exactly. Who's richer than you? Who's the gazillionaires? Why aren't we looking at the people who have all the money? Literally. Instead of blaming the people that don't have the money for taking our money. Right. Like it's so right there. that's super frustrating.
And it seems
I'm not a mathematician.
You don't need to be.
Yeah.
You don't need to be. When the Fed is, if you want to take it in a physical sense, when the Fed has to print more money because we don't have enough money, I don't know, maybe the person who's almost a trillionaire who has literally all the money, that's why we have to print more money. Maybe that's who you should be. That's who you should be aiming your hate towards.
Yeah, we shouldn't be focused on hating trans or hating anybody that disagrees with us right now. We should be like, yo, where's the money?
Yes.
Where's the free shit that we paid for with our taxes that we're not getting? That's all we should care about.
Yeah.
And who's going to help us get it?
I'm tired of paying for the poppers that are going in fucking Peter Thiel's ass. Okay? At the end of the day, that's what I'm fucking sick of.
Yeah,
and it's going to take somebody with a red hat standing next to a trans person. We're going to have to fucking fight together to get that money back. Because they're not going to give it up willingly.
Yeah.
That's why, that's why you can tell, and they know it too. That's why Elon will walk around with that fucking kid strapped around his head because he thinks somebody's going to try to kill him. And they should. They should.
What is he using the kid as a shield?
Yeah.
His own kid?
He's got 12. He doesn't give a shit.
It's hilarious.
Shoot through the kid. He obviously doesn't care about him. Is that too?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, cool.
I'm not condoning any type of murder in public.
Right. Do it in private. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
hide it. Keep it closeted.
Yeah.
That's the only kind of closeting I like is murder.
I can't agree with any murder on camera.
Yeah, that's the only thing that should be closeted is the murder. Okay, Liz, we talked about a bunch of stuff you don't like. Let's do a palate cleanser. Give me some things that you absolutely adore. Like, give me your favorite. Do you have a favorite food? What's your favorite food of all time?
Shit. It's tough to look for something positive now. After it
didn't have to get as heavy as it did.
No.
Like I said,
but that's all I had. That's all. These are major issues, and I don't. I'm not like one petty thing I don't like is like when you go to a restaurant and the person has the gloves on, and they think because they have the gloves on that their gloves are clean, but they've done everything in the gloves. Touch the register, take money, check their own phone.
Yeah, they don't switch the gloves out.
And they'll switch the gloves out. And can I take your order?
You're like, no.
Yeah, first order, change the fucking gloves. That's the first order.
Yeah, I don't want.
That's
Actually, could you just take the gloves off and use your raw hands? Because that's probably cleaner than the gloves are now.
Yeah, the gloves don't mean there's no germs, bro. Your hands are clean under the gloves, but that has nothing to do with what's gonna touch my food. That's not touching my food.
Yeah,
I'm gonna need. I'm not always that guy. I remember one time we went to this restaurant.
I'm just imagining like an assistant manager who's like, we gotta tighten up on the glove budget. We don't have enough for you guys to keep changing.
I like Sweet Greens because they always changing the gloves.
Yeah,
they're always changing the gloves. I remember one time I went to this thing, the same type of style as like Sweet Green style, but it was just sandwiches or it was for tacos, whatever they was making burritos, and the guy was on the register. Then my friend, he ordered first. The guy made his thing with the same gloves that he just checked out a customer before, and then did the money, and then then he came with the gloves. What's your order? I said, hey man, I need you to change your gloves. So then he changed his gloves and made my sandwich. After he made my sandwich, my friend who had the money glove sandwich, he was like, hey man, could you make my sandwich over?
What's funny is he didn't even care.
He wasn't cognizant until I said, yeah. And he's like, wait a minute, I got the.
Oh wait, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I think I had to go to that petty one to try to get to it. What's my favorite food?
Yeah.
If
you only got one meal left over and over forever.
It wouldn't be a meal, it would be a place.
Okay.
I was in New York.
Mhm.
I was in Brooklyn. I was staying in this hotel. They got this restaurant in there, something Wolf. What was the name of that goddamn restaurant? Something Wolf. I remember it, but it was like Mediterranean food, and it was the cleanest food I've tasted in America in a while. It made me feel like everywhere I'd bought food in the last 15 years, I was getting ripped off. That's how clean this shit was.
Like the food tastes like not just the cleanliness of the place, but the food itself.
Ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know where they got these ingredients from. Like, this was the right version of all those type of ingredients in one meal. Oh, like, you could taste like, this is good for you. You know what I mean? Like this is nutritional, and it's not like there's no hormones in there. There's no you
don't taste the pesticides.
None of that shit. This is what
this
real
chicken,
food tastes
happy.
like. Yeah. Only when I was in like Costa Rica ordering regular food did food taste that clean. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. It's Spain. When I was in Spain, I mean, it's the same thing when you travel abroad and you can eat like an American and not gain weight like an American.
Not gain weight like an American. You'll lose weight. My homeboy's in Poland right now, and he's eating his ass off, and he's losing weight.
That's what happened to me in Spain every time I go. Yeah. Well, because you walk everywhere, other stuff too, but it's also just the food isn't
the quality.
Poison. Yeah.
The quality is like, I'm vegan, but if I went to Spain, I'd probably eat meat. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm vegan in America.
I mean, that's the safest way. Yeah. But just be careful now, because with the new EPA, don't eat potatoes or broccoli, because they're apparently
in Spain?
No, here. Yeah. Because the whole EPA, they're not, you're allowed to put forever chemicals on potatoes and broccoli now.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. That's the new thing that happened I think a month ago it's been approved.
Glyphosate?
All of it.
Oh, man. That's crazy.
All the things that they're getting sued
that
for.
Bugs me. Like, why are they killing us?
I doesn't make sense. Well, I think that's the whole thing, is they don't want to kill us. They just want us to be sick. So they want to do things that kill you over time. Right. So you get on.
So they get money on both ends. So they get the
big pharma. Yeah.
Because this guy, I follow him online. He pops and he just said something that was right there. He said, that's why it's called Food and Drug Administration. Like they're together and they help each other out. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's also the reason the same people who were even on in the FDA were all
advisors.
Former CEOs from fucking Monsanto and all that shit. Yeah, all that. It's so they can make money on both sides. And also why a lot of those big pharma companies also ended up buying food companies and all this other shit, so they can poison us and then cure us.
You know what I don't like?
Sure.
That the pandemic didn't happen sooner.
Yeah.
That's what, and you know why? Because during the pandemic, that's when I started washing my fruit.
Yeah. Before then, you just trusted it wasn't.
Before then, I washed it, but there's a lot of things I didn't wash that I should have washed.
Oh, right.
And now, I know better how to clean my food to get that stuff that we're talking about off it.
Yeah.
So if it had happened 10 years ago, that's I would have been 10 years, 5 years healthier. Yeah, 5 years healthier. Yeah.
It wouldn't have just been rinsing it under the thing.
Yeah.
You get the baking soda, you get the vinegar.
I got the baking soda in there. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, it sucks that the whole world having to be shut down for you to learn how to wash your vegetables.
Hey, man, thank God. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, another positive question. Give me your favorite teacher you ever had in your entire life. Did you have a teacher that you connected with? Who was your favorite teacher in your entire child career?
Yeah, I don't remember his name. This was in college. It was a journalism professor. I'm just assuming he was a professor. But he was teaching us about journalism in this class. And he was really breaking it down and letting us understand how media works, how stories are generated in a way. I was like, is he allowed to be telling us this? So it just always kept my mind open. And sometimes when you run into a teacher like that, you're like, feel lucky that, like, and intuitively blessed that, like, this person, because then it affects the way I think about everything for the rest of my life, even though I'm not in journalism. And it helps me with my comedy and my awareness, you know, like, of when I hear news and see news, so I can be like, it makes me open to the discrepancies on both sides. For sure. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's because I think a lot of times the reason I asked this question is I think a lot of times teachers and professors, I don't think they realize, but everybody I've asked this question for, they always have somebody. They always have somebody specific, and that they still think what they taught them, they still think about and use it in their actual life now. Right. And I think, especially now when they don't have any funding, it's nice. It's nice for a teacher to know that they resonate still. Right. For me, it was a theater teacher. I was taking a theater class, and I think it was a theater history class. You look like you took theater. I did. Yeah. I was a theater kid. I'm so sorry. You had to hide somewhere from the bullies. A theater is like a good refuge, you know. You all leave at the same time. You run there after class. That's right. We have a place to be. We have rehearsal. And wait for all the bullies to leave, and then you can leave, get home safely. That's what all extracurricular activities were, right? It's a way to dodge the bullies on the way out. Avoid fighting at 3 p.m. But they taught me about a time before Christianity, which Christianity to me was something that existed forever. And there was this like, oh no, there was a time before when this was created and when it was pushed out more and stuff like that. And I had never even thought about that, like what happening in the world outside of it, you know, at the time. And it definitely made me think about things differently. I mean, I'm atheist, I don't believe in anything now, but that was probably part of it for sure. That's interesting. Do you have anything? Well, let's tell everybody about your rad special before you go, please. All right. It's out. It's out already. It's out already, and it came out in September. And I think it's funny. It's hilarious. It's called Untitled. It's on YouTube. It's self-produced, self-released. It's gotten some write-ups. It's in the top specials in Vulture for last year. It's in the top specials in the LA Times. And it's, especially in Vulture, it was the only special that's not on a streamer that's in the top 10. Oh, shit. Specials. Nice. So... so it's a farm to table special. It's like farm that Wolf restaurant. Table. There it's you like go. This is a farmer's market, non-glyphosate specials. There's nothing illegal on it. Watch it. The money goes to me. Feels like you're watching it in Spain. Oh, here's the other thing. The money doesn't go to me. It doesn't. No, like, so it's a good thing. Not a good thing, but the special is all the proceeds from the special, like AdSense and views money, I want to donate to victims of the fire. I've been like letting the money build up. So I got to make a video soon asking and trying to find out myself, like, where are the best charities to help victims of the fire to donate the profits from the special to. So the more people who watch it, the more money it makes and the more goes to that charity. So, and this is like the 1 year anniversary of when the fires happened. So, yeah. I was, because I was in the whole, what you did in 2025, I had to go through all this. Yeah, but this time last year, I'm in Palm Springs. Oh shit, you weren't even here for it? No, I left here. Oh, you evacuated? Because I felt being surrounded by the fires based on where I lived, like, and also the smoke in it. Like, I don't even have allergies, knock on wood, but when I'm like, so when a person that doesn't have allergies or any sensitivity to anything is like, why is there burning in my throat? This can't be good. I gotta get out of like smoke range. Yeah. But I know a few organizations that I work with, because that's what I was doing the opposite of preparing. I was out there helping them sweep up the brush. I left town. But I was like, since I left town, I got to do something.
Like I did the cowardly thing. I left town. I had my foot up in Palm Springs, looking at the mountains, and look at those people online, like helping, giving out water. Yeah, it's great. All right, I gotta do something to give back.
So make sure you watch Untitled on YouTube. And so that's rad that you're gonna donate all the proceeds. That's fucking cool as shit. But I just say that to say that I know a couple of organizations that I think would be more than happy.
And they have low overhead, and the money definitely goes.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not trying to put you.
No. I'm lazy too. Like if somebody doesn't tell me,
that's what I'm saying. I was mad at Jamie Lee Curtis because she gave $1 million to the fucking Red Cross.
Yeah, see, that's what I don't want to do.
It's a waste of money. I think a lot of things would be better if some of the some of the richer left-leaning people gave the money to the right people as opposed to their buddies' charity, which is just money laundering.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that a lot of good change could happen with people who like want change to happen if they weren't just giving to parts of the machine that are fucking
exactly.
Awful. Yeah.
Like I was in the movie theater the other day, and I just went there to buy some popcorn. I didn't go see no movies. But there's a kiosk, like a vending machine.
Wait, time out. You went to the movies to not go to the movies? You went to the movies just to get popcorn?
Yeah, I was chilling at the Grove.
Oh, okay.
So, we just went, it's like, let me get some, me and my friends was like, let's get some movie theater popcorn and sit out in front of Nordstrom's, eat the popcorn and watch the people. And it's Christmas time. The tree was there. It was lit up. It was like, have a good night. People watching. Kicking. You know what I mean? But in the movie theater was like a kiosk and / vending machine with like different organizations or things related to the fire that you could like donate money to. Have you seen that?
No.
You know about that?
All
right, so I'm just a heads up.
Oh, okay. There's a vending machine.
There's a vending machine, fire related, from that you could donate to different things to help bring back. But is the vending machine overhead? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How much of the money goes to the vending machine creator? I don't know. It could be good. I don't know. I just wanted to know if you knew about that.
No, I don't.
All right.
Did you? Did it seem like a scam?
No, I was just like, oh, maybe I should give the money here. So I'm kind of just checking in with you to see if you've heard about it.
I don't know.
So
I'd have to see what organizations are on there.
Yeah, but just so you know, there's a vending machine at the Grove in the movie theater.
That's wild.
Yeah, a charity vending machine.
That's why. Then that concept in general is wild. I've never heard of that. That's crazy.
They could have cupcakes in a vending machine.
Well, that makes more sense. That's something you put in.
That didn't make any sense to me.
Why?
That still was like, why would this work? I was like, I had to go find one and look at it to be like, this is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's in Japan. There's vending machines for everything. So that's I've
never been to Japan.
But a charity
show
thing.
Off.
Oh, sorry. It was for a gig.
No,
it wasn't.
Still showing off. I need to get out there for a gig.
But but a charity, that seems crazy to me. Like, how are they keeping the money? Just knowing how a vending machine works, how are they keeping the money divided? You know what I'm saying?
Because there's different, like some of it is like how to keep this thing that was destroyed by the fire going. Like, a lot of stuff was like...
a vending machine is just a bucket of money.
But a vending machine has like, you can get Snicker bars, you can get this, you can get...
Yeah, these are separated, but the money, all the money does... It's not like the Snickers money is separated from the M&M money. But
technology,
Sure. Yeah. So that, okay, fair enough. If it's the money's going directly to the cause,
and I don't mean to speak for the vending machine.
Sure.
Because I don't know, if I'm representing it 100% the way it wants to be represented.
Sure.
I'm just saying this exists.
Oh, we're speculating. Okay.
We're speculating.
I have to look into it for sure. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Is there anything else you want to plug before you go?
Just my special, Untitled on YouTube. Check it out. And my Instagram at Ian Edwards Comic. And this week I'll have the dates that I have so far for the year.
Oh, nice.
Up. I'll make a link tree or a splash page so you can come out to shows. And another thing I kind of want to do is like I don't think comics are getting paid what they should get paid in some of these comedy clubs. So I'd also like to set it up where if I can like perform at venues that are fairer, with their split of like what comics make, like if people come out, like give half the money to a charity in that town. So I can make some money and we'll help somebody. And you're not doing anything. You're coming to watch it.
You're trying to do the SZA. You're trying to do.
Say what?
You're trying to do what SZA's doing.
Oh, is that what she's doing? Yeah. Then if she's doing that, God bless her.
Yeah. She's doing a lot of really cool shit. But
so I want to do that. Like people can watch a show and help a charity so they can have fun. So it's like we all just, so I gotta like start doing that. I haven't done it yet.
I love it.
Yeah.
Ian Edwards comic. Make sure you guys follow him. Make sure you guys tell people about the podcast, share it, and subscribe, watch on the YouTubes. Appreciate you guys very much. And thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Carmen, for being you.
Thank you for being you. And we'll see you next week. Bye, guys. Thank you.
No, sir, I don't like it.